The Dogs try to make it 5-0 as Arkansas Baptist comes to town. This is the place for your highlights. You're watching The Burt Williams Show. Coach, you get to return home this week to Davenport Field, facing an Arkansas Baptist team that's really improved since the last time we've seen them. But the one thing we can always know is they're going to play hard, going to give great effort.
They are. They've been one of the hardest playing teams we play year in, year out. They're off to a lot better start this year than they've been able to get off to in earlier years. 2 good wins against a couple of other good junior college programs and a real tough loss in 5 overtimes the week before we played them. So, you know, they're on the rise right now. They're doing better. Coach Wilson out there has been doing a great job, and we knew that we're going to have to come out and play hard. And, you know, our guys did a good job getting ready, getting prepared mentally, physically to come out and start the game off with a bang, and we did a good job of that.
And your first half highlights are up next. You're watching The Burt Williams Show.
Guys, they're everywhere. They're killing us from the outside. We've got to cover the cracks and crevices. We cannot let them penetrate. Ready? Ready! We got to protect the perimeter! Let Bughouse get rid of your pest nightmare.
Elbows connected to the arm.
And your ears are connected to your brain.
Your legs connected to your toes. My elbow's connected to another part of my arm.
Your wrist is connected to your joint.
The hand's connected to the elbow.
10 Dogs. Inside fake handoff to a team. Swing it out, nice pitch. And completed at the 29 block into the near side. Snap, give to Robinson off left tackle. He darts, Kansas, gets to the 40, 35, 30.
Robinson's off to the races.
5, touchdown.
And he runs to the fenders into the end zone for a 50-yard touchdown.
Coach, we come out, won the toss, elected to receive. Going to get a touchback here, but come out and really get off to a quick start.
Yeah, you know, they had a great kick. Stephen made a smart decision right there, taking the touchback when he muffed it, you know, right there at the goal line. So come out offensively, giving the ball to Javon on the trap, and we'd already gotten a first down or 2 there, and he does a great job hitting that trap hard up the middle and putting it in the end zone for a quick score.
We're going to come back here and make the PAT, and it's going to be 7-0. Javon really does a great job of using those downfield blockers and setting up those guys with good angles.
Well, he does. I think he does a great job getting to that spot, mainly by getting north in the box. You know, he finds a crack. He doesn't press it to the side. He hits that vertical crack and makes something happen. And, you know, that's been probably his biggest asset as far as running skills. But, you know, right here, you can see first offensive series for Arkansas Baptist. They had a nice return on there. We had a couple of breakdowns, but defense stepping up, doing a good job, forcing the punt after they got in our territory.
Then we come back out here with them on the punt, and a little bit of a shank here, hits it off the side of his foot, and we're able to get the ball and back out on the 20.
Yeah, decent field position to start, not great, but we come out, had a couple of miscues here on this series, and 3rd down we have to go to the flat right there. Antonia Sims, nice catch and run, but it comes up short, And Alec Durbano comes out here and really hangs a nice high one right here. Coverage is there for no return, and defense has to come back out and do their job.
And then once again, we catch him here on a third down play, and great coverage on the outside. And the secondary linebackers really did a good job on the day of batting balls down and getting in receivers' faces.
Did a much better job with the linebackers in coverage. Again, that's something that we've been, working on all year, something we've had to, get better at, and I feel like we have all year. And nice return right here. Of course, Sleepy's his nickname for us, but Dante Beckham. And he sets us up in great position here offensively. And we come in and we underthrow this. We got to put that upfield outside shoulder. And Pat, throws it inside, and they make an interception, so we give it back. But defense comes out hard. See right there, old Devontae Covington making a nice sack for us right there. Freshman out of South Carolina. Defense does their job. Kick comes back to us, and again, Beckham has a chance to make something happen on the return.
And Beckham got his quite a few chances at it this week. There was a lot of punting going on. We'll come back here to a play-action fake to Judd, and just a beautiful throw hitting the tight end crossing the middle.
Yeah, nice job actually, Quentin Atkinson on the catch, on the cross there, on the naked. And, we come in, we give up a little bit of pressure here on third down and have to go for the field goal. Brandon Rutherford comes in and pops it through. And had a couple of miscues once we got inside, the 15-yard line, and I wanted to get a touchdown there, but credit Arkansas defense for doing a good job keeping us out of the end zone.
And a deep kick right here by Rutherford, taking it back inside the 5, and a lot better job of the return team right here coming down and keeping them inside the 20.
Yeah, I had a couple of missed tackles down there deep, but everybody keeps coming to the ball and does a nice job keeping them way deep, and obviously we get a holding there. They had come close to converting there on third down, but defense, again, pushing them back, stopping them, doing a good job on the day. I think we held them to just over 200 yards total offense, and, really proud of that effort. Now, we make a mistake right here on our punt return team, and had a chance to have pretty good field position, but the holding call puts us back inside the 20. Come out, have a little bit of good luck right here on the tip ball coming over the middle. Able to catch that and move it up to midfield.
Then we come back with Robinson here just getting untouched. A great job getting to the outside and taking off down the field. And he's one of those guys, Coach, he really doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but nobody catches him.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to get in front of him the way he finishes some of those runs. But did a nice job right there fitting the ISO up front. Nice job by our fullback, giving him that big crease to run through. And then he did a nice job eluding the secondary and extending our lead 17-0.
And we come back here again, and Rutherford's going to get another nice kick, fielded at the 3. And the coverage team does a better job this time of keeping contained and making the runner get out of bounds.
Yeah, I tell you, the nice thing about Brandon's kicks, not only are they deep, he gets a lot of hang time and really helps that coverage get down there and do some good things. We've been doing a good job so far in that phase of our special teams. But defense, again, keeps them contained right there, and we're going to get the ball in pretty good shape here close to midfield.
We're going to come back out here with Bird, who's looking downfield, but nice job in coverage, and he's able to find the crack and pick up some nice yardage.
He's multi-talented. He's as good with his feet as he is with his arm, and it was good to get him a lot of reps in this game. We'd had a plan to get him in there a bunch, and you see DJ Goodman right there, guy we moved over when Hakeem Judd got a little banged up, moved over from defense, and he's doing some things for us at running back. So gets down close, almost scores, and our short yardage goal line group comes in, and Javon does a good job getting his third score of the day and extending that lead.
And that takes it to 24-0. Coming back here, and all the special teams and kickers, they're getting their money's worth today.
Yeah, we had to ice down the legs here in the first half. They really, again, coverage-wise, doing a nice job right there. Getting down there, knocking the man out inside the 20, and that pressure in the backfield, creating a turnover right there, and defense steps up big, puts the ball in great field position, for the offense. Down in there, we had an initial penalty right there, and then we had a couple of busts. We're running a few guys in that are new to the field, and then we come out and have to take a long field goal attempt. Brandon Rutherford bangs it through. It's off the center bar there. He really didn't get his foot into that. He's got plenty of leg for that distance, but we get through and add a few more points.
Yeah, that was a 46-yarder by Rutherford that really had a lucky bounce there. We come back out, another nice high deep kick, and almost the exact same spot every time, and tackled out of bounds every time.
That's not a repeated play there. Just we had 3 kicks in a row that looked very similar. But again, you can see the defense doing a nice job, you know, getting pressure upfield, you know, against that Arkansas Baptist offensive line, and you know they just really, you know, got after I thought the Arkansas Baptist offense on the day, and one of our better days, I thought, that with the intensity that we played with on defense. And nice throw and catch right here, Birdman running the offense very well. And you can see the offensive line again popping a hole in the line, and Javon doing what he's done all year in finishing runs in the end zone. And you know, we really got off to a good start in this first half. A lot of things were moving real well offensively. Javon was running well. We were opening holes on the offensive line, and you know, 34-0 almost at halftime was certainly something we weren't expecting, though grateful to see.
And here we come back. We got another nice kick, and we have a little bit of a breakdown here, and that's all it takes is one missed tackle for the guy to get outside, and they can turn it into a big play.
It does. You know, we lost our feet right there, got up, missed a tackle inside the 20 on a great kick. Should have had better coverage on that one, but they take advantage of it, get it up in the midfield. They're moving the chains a little bit, and you know, here's a critical error right here, a little loss of focus. Dante Beckham and fumbles the ball, scooped and scored, but they ended up calling it down. Said the man's knee was down when he picked it up. Defense, we kind of overplay the quarterback right there going to the option, and we give up a touchdown.
And then they come back here and, with a 2-point play, and catch it and convert on the 2-point and make it 34-8. And anytime you start playing a little sloppy, you always want for your team to respond, and this next kickoff is a great way to do it.
Well, it was, and you know, the guy that gave up the 2-point there, Stephen Houston, who's done a great job for us at corner, just didn't deny inside leverage right there, and he wanted to get that touchdown back, and with some of the blocking of the guys on the kickoff return, he did a heck of a job doing that. You can see him here running in for the score.
And then we're going to come out here and knock the PAT through, and that's going to make it 41-8 at the half. And you got to feel pretty good, all except for that last little bit of the turnover right there at the end. You have to feel pretty good about the first half of play.
Well, you know, we did. Again, giving the ball inside the 20 or the 15, you know, on that possession there at the end was really the one big mistake we made in the first half, and then we ended up paying for it. And, you know, those are the type of things that we have to iron out of what we're doing, you know, in a game. You give people chances, and we saw that against ASA Brooklyn, you know, 2 weeks ago. We gave them chances. We missed opportunities to score going in, turn the ball over. And, you know, we kept them in the game. And we certainly, it was a much bigger spread at this point than it was the week before. But you don't want to give people opportunity to put points on the board. So, you know, we got to clean that up as we continue to move forward. And, you know, offensively, we've done a good job with that. But we got a few special teams issues we got to get straight.
Well, your second half highlights are up next. You're watching the Burt Williams Show.
Excuse me. Your change.
It's nice to know you can trust people. State Farm is counting on it. They want you to talk to your neighbors, then call a State Farm agent, find out how you can get discounts up to 40%. See, State Farm insures 40 million drivers. That's more than Geico and Progressive combined.
Then call State Farm agent Karen Rowell at 478-452-4502.
When you get your statement from your financial representative, are you confused by all the extra fees? Grant Financial Group ends the confusion with flat-rate, fee-based asset management. Our team of professionals can handle all the financial needs for your business or your personal assets at significantly lower cost. We have relationships for everything from accounting to legal issues with a premium on service for you. Come see us today and let Grant Financial Group provide you with long-term success in your financial future.
Elbows connected to the arm.
And your ears are connected to your brain.
Your legs connected to your toes. My elbows connected to another part of my arm.
Your wrist connected to your joint.
The hands connected to the elbow.
High shotgun snap, give it off to Goodman. Goodman up the middle.
On the run right up the middle.
Oh, he got tackled at the 2-yard line.
Stop just shy of the goal
Just
line.
about everybody through to the far side. One of those will go in motion. They'll fake it to him, and the ball's loose on the ground.
Flag on the play.
Football. Still loose, and I think the Dogs have recovered inside the 15-yard line.
Dogs get it.
GMC.
And it's going down.
We're going to jump right into the action here with Arkansas Baptist coming out, trying to hit us deep down the sidelines, and just a great play right here. Almost a good play by the DB, but a great catch by the receiver.
Yeah, you know what you want to do is come out here in the second half and stop them immediately, get the ball back to the offense. And I think one of the recurring things we'll go to here in the second half is that we relaxed a little bit too much on defense, and then we were rolling as many people through there to get some guys experience that we lacked the continuity or lost the continuity that we had in the first half on offense and defense. But Taylor Payne here on the kickoff return, one of our local players, does a nice job putting us in good field position. But we have a little bit of a breakdown right here. Have to punt on offense. Don't have a very good series, or certainly a series like we want starting off the game. But Alec Durbano comes out here with a great punt, pinning Arkansas Baptist way deep in there, and defense comes out and does a better job here stopping them. But then we kind of break down on the play right there and allow them to get out here close to a first down before we stop them again and force the punt.
Then we come back here, and with them punting and misfield one again, lucky enough to get back on the ball this time.
Yeah, that was the second issue with punt returners, and again, it's a loss of focus. We got to be able to get a little bit of a lead and continue to go out on the field, play hard, play well. And you can see right here it's going to be a lot of punts going both ways in the second half. And, those guys need work too. But, again, we want to be able to execute our offense, defense, and special teams do a good job. And, defense is doing a good job biting right there. Nice break on the ball, knocking it away, forcing the punt. And, again, we had on the day pretty good field position here coming off our punt return. Freshman Shaquem Pitts right here, nice job picking up the rolling ball and putting us in good position to come out and do something on offense.
Get Goodman coming back around here on the left side. Kind of had to regrip and get another handle on it, but a nice gain and picks up a first down.
Yep, we turned into the fourth quarter here, and David Fennell, another young running back out of the Atlanta area. Nice run by him, and doing some good things up front here with the second bunch in, and we bring another kicker in actually here in the second half. Eric Harris, one of our Coast Guard prep cadets that are on campus with us, and he does a nice job putting that field goal through, and then that's him on the kickoff as well. And again, nice deep high kick, and coverage does a good job.
They're going to come back here and complete this pass, but it's going to bring up a third and short situation, which we're going to hold and bring up another punt, and their kicker's going to need a little ice on his leg too.
He got a bunch of them, and we got interfering with the kick catcher right here, fortunately, with the way that one worked out. So we got the ball back in pretty good field position. But again, you can see problems right here with protection. We had a full backup crew in right now and not getting the customary communication between them, and the miscues were hurting us as far as protection.
Even though you have those miscues, this time under the gun, live action, it's just irreplaceable for some of these young guys.
Well, it is. I mean, they're never going to be able to be what you want them to be, in a game that's tight, that you're having to fight like crazy to get the win. If they don't get out here and they don't cut their teeth in, real life game situations. And, this is where they learn. This is where they figure out what they need to do. And, that goes for the snapper as well. As we come in here, a little errant snap, and Durbano kind of lost his focus. He should have been able to handle that one. But we missed the opportunity for the other field goal right there, and defense has to come back out.
Well, and one thing you got, even though there's some bust here and a little bit of sloppiness, the thing you'd like to see is still hustle and effort out of these guys.
Oh, and they did do that. That's one thing we've done all year is play hard and work hard. And Solomon Parker right there, number 52, great job on the rush and created the turnover on the sack, and then able to go out here, take a knee, and finish the game with a very nice 44-16 win, and just happy to come back home, get a win. Have had pretty much everybody, I think, that had a helmet was able to play in the game. And, just, again, have a good homecoming and a big win.
Well, at this point in the season, Coach, we're undefeated. You got everything going your way. What are the things that you're going to drive home coming into the next week up against a big opponent? What are some of the high notes you're trying to hit on so far in this season?
Well, we've done some things very well in all phases, as we've seen all year. We've run the ball exceptionally well on offense. Javon's a big part of that, but our offensive line's been doing a nice job. We want to continue to build on that. It's a strength of what we do. Defensively, we've been able to keep people out of the end zone. We haven't given up many points. We've bent some, but not really allowed them in there. So we want to continue to get more and more stingy on defense and, minimize those points primarily, but also kind of, work the field position side of things, stop people, get more 3 and outs, things of that nature. And we've done a good job all year. We just want to get better. Special teams, the biggest thing I think we need to work on is the miscues that have cost us in these games. And we saw several today. The fumble that gave them the first touchdown, the slip and fall and give them a kickoff return to midfield. There's been 2 or 3 miscues in special teams that have hurt us as well. So there's lots of area to work on in all phases of what we're doing. And as we get to the second half of the season, it's just going to be as tough as it was in the first half. We've got 2 more top 10 opponents that are coming up, and it doesn't get any easier on the rest of the way out.
And Coach Manchester set a high mark. You could hear him Saturday on the sidelines. You're speaking of turnovers, 3 a game. That's his goal, and so far, they're doing it.
Well, they've been able to do it. They've done a good job with that, and that's kind of the minimum. We want to do better than the minimum there, but in a couple games we've gotten more than that. They would sure come in handy against Iowa Western this week coming up.
And we'll be right back to talk about next week's matchup. You're watching The Burt Williams Show.
Guys, they're everywhere. They're killing us from the outside. We've got to cover the cracks and crevices. We cannot let them penetrate. Ready? Ready! We got to protect the perimeter! Let Bughouse get rid of your pest nightmare.
Elbows connected to the arm.
And your ears are connected to your brain.
Your legs connected to your toes. My elbows connected to another part of my arm.
Your wrist is connected to your joint.
The hand's connected to the elbow.
Excuse me. Your change.
It's nice to know you can trust people. State Farm is counting on it. They want you to talk to your neighbors, then call a State Farm agent, find out how you can get discounts up to 40%. See, State Farm insures 40 million drivers. That's more than Geico and Progressive combined.
Then call State Farm agent Karen Rowell at 478-452-4502.
Coach, we got a huge game coming up this week. We got a Iowa Wesleyan team that's predicted to be probably at number 2, undefeated, just a great ball club and a huge opportunity for us here at home.
Well, it is. We played them for the first time last year. They're a relatively young program. Got good in a hurry. Won the national championship last year. Big win over Butler out of Kansas. Very talented. There's been a number of programs that have dropped in the Midwest, so they tend to get a lot of the guys that kind of were spread over 5 or 6 programs, kind of get put together into one now. But they got a lot of talent. Done very well. Scott Strohmeyer's head coach up there, done a great job, and they're currently undefeated this year. They were number 3 going into last weekend's game that they won, and we were number 7. Number 1 and number 4 lost this last week. So, you know, if everybody, you know, ticks up a little bit, they probably will go to number 2. We would probably go to number 5, and it's going to be a big matchup. Be a lot of eyes on Milledgeville for this game.
Well, you said that they were a young team. We know last year they lost some key personnel. They had a great quarterback, great wide receiver, and a talented group on defense. What about this year? Were they able to step up, I guess, and replace those guys and keep it going?
Well, they did, and it's a young program, not necessarily a young team. I mean, they've got probably 6 or 7 redshirt sophomores in their 2 deep, you know, a lot of other sophomores. So a lot of guys that were part of that championship run last year, you know, they know how to win. They expect to win. They play with confidence. And it is going to be an extremely difficult game. Defensively, you know, they look to be probably the strongest team we've played this year. Very good front, very good back end. And probably the youth of their defense is at linebacker, but they're very talented there. So, you know, it'll be probably our toughest challenge from the offensive side of the ball. Their offense, you know, creates a lot of problems. They do a lot of things. They're spread out a large part of the time, but they can come in and pound you in the running game as well. But, you know, they've been very prolific there as well. So, you know, our defense, again, they're going to have a tough one. So it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great challenge. And, you know, this will be our second top 5 and third top 10 team so far out of the first 6 games of the season. So, as I said earlier, it doesn't get easier. We just keep lining up and seeing what we can do.
At the midway point, from an injury standpoint, how healthy are we going into this game?
Well, we're, you know, pretty good overall. You know, we're missing some key guys that would make a difference for us. Ty Smith at tight end turned out and had a fractured ankle, which is going to keep him out another couple of weeks before he can get back. You know, and we'll miss him. He was a big impact first, you know, 3.5 games before he got hurt at ASA New York. But, you know, we're missing Joe Harris, starting guard. He ended up having to have surgery last week. He'll be back in a couple more weeks. Not a major thing, but again, it takes him out of the lineup for another 2, maybe 3 games. You know, other than those 2, we're in pretty good shape. A couple guys banged up, you know, and kind of getting them through the week of practice and putting Doc Mills to work in there in the training room. But got Akeem Judd back close to 100%. He knocked some of the rust off here against Arkansas Baptist, and not quite to his peak form, but he's getting real close to it, and we'd like to get him on the field and be a great combination with him and Javon out there. So we're getting close, other than those 2 guys, to having everybody with us 100%.
Well, it's going to be a huge Saturday in Milledgeville, a 2 versus 5 matchup. We hope to see you there, and we'll see you here next week. You've been watching The Burt Williams Show.